Was I the only one dancing during the intro? Well, welcome to the Hope Shot, then. Man, thank you guys for joining us. It's an honor and privilege to be here tonight. We've got a special guest, my man Trent. I've known him for a long time in this recovery process of mine. It's someone I really, really respect, and I respect his recovery as well. Tonight's topic is using dreams, right? And so I know when we got here, oh, clarity statement, right? Is that what Caesar was doing? Okay.
It is.
So
It
I
is.
know when we got here, and we'll get right to that. I know when I got to I got to recovery that using dreams was a big heavy thing for me, and it was something I had to get used to and have a mind change. So that's going to be our subject tonight. But before we get into the topic and we let Trent take us off, let's get that clarity statement, huh, Caesar?
You got it, buddy. The Hope Shot Clarity Statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery as a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. Thank you for being a part of our family.
Real quick, can we just take a second and enjoy? And you just have the greatest voice known to mankind, Caesar. You keep that same energy. All right. So,
Thank
all
you
right,
very
guys. So
much.
we're gonna introduce Trent. We're gonna let him take over. Trent, what's your experience, strength, and hope on using dreams?
So my name's Trent. Before I start this off, thank you for having me. This is really cool. Never done something like this on a live stream. So my pleasure. So using dreams, it's been a very long time. I think I had a bigger impact on using dreams early in recovery, especially in rehab a lot. Um, they used to bother me a lot because I would wake up and be like, why am I still here? And these dreams are so vivid, man. It's just like I could feel it and I could taste it. And waking up sweating, figuring out like, man, is this worth it? I might as well just go back to it. And it really bugged me. And then it would go away for a couple weeks and it would come right back. And, I found somebody in my life that I could really trust. And I talked to that person and they told me, um, a good solution to it, a good little theory on it. And I said, okay, well, how does that work? He's like, well, let me tell you this story. I said, okay. He's like, so this lady drove this school bus for about 40 years. So, okay. So she drove it 40 years, and every day she got to see them same kids get on and off the bus, and then a cycle of new kids every year. And so she really enjoyed it. It was a big part of her life, and she loved it. And it was all she ever dreamed about was riding that school bus. And I was like, so she quit or retired? He's like, yeah, she quit, she retired, she got out of it, she got old for it, and she kept having these dreams that she was driving that school bus. And I was like, okay. He's like, it was a big part of her life, and so was using for you. It's like, so those dreams, what I mean, they come from something that was a big part of you for a very long time. That's all you ever knew. Just like that lady driving that school bus. It's all she ever knew, waking up in the morning and driving that school bus. And it's very normal to have those dreams. Just don't act on it. And I was like, okay. And from then on, he just taught me to pray about it. And if I ever had those dreams, just start praying about it. And that's what I would do. And then I would just call him the next day, and he would tell me to call other people, and other people were having the same things. It made me feel like I'm not the only one. And there's a good circle of people around me that have good experience on this, and it really helped me out to stay connected and just to pray on it. I haven't had one in years. I just kind of stopped a couple years ago. I can't tell you the last time I had it. Um, but as of right now, today, it's not a problem for me. I haven't had any particular people tell me about it recently or anything. Um, I just haven't come face to face with a lot of people that are just coming out of addiction recently. Um, I have a lot more old timers in my circle as of right now, but it's kind of my experience on those. Can y'all still hear me? I can't hear y'all. So.
And I was muted. See, I muted myself because I'm new to this computer thing because I usually use my phone, but I'm gonna get the hang of it. Just stay with me, people. I swear there's hope on the other side. So, Trent, I wanted to ask you real quick because I know you're a big man of faith, and we had shared the same sponsor at one time, and like how has the prayer game helped you, relieved you of those stresses of a using dream? Do you think that's benefited you in not, having those? Because I know you said you went without them for a while. Like, has that been beneficial to you? Have you been relieved of that obsession through that, or is it just through talking to other people, not feeling alone? Like, that work for you to? What do you think relieved you of that?
I think it's a process of steps in one direction leading to another. I think from the prayer coming from somebody that I trust, which, okay, so it was my sponsor at the time, that had told me about it, leading to God and then leading to other people. And the prayer, it just gave me a little bit more faith to realize, where my feet were. And that if I kept going in the one direction that I needed to, that everything will be all right. And if they happen, then just pray about it. And if it happened again, just pray about it again. That was one thing my sponsor was about, man. I would call him and talk to him. Anything going on in my life, he'd be like, "Did you pray about it?" No. I was like, "All right, you should probably pray about it." And then I would pray about it, and the craziest things would happen, man. They worked. So, but I guess talking to people too kind of helped me because, I could see that I was helping them as well. So I guess I was kind of like God's purpose, and I was giving other people the purpose to be God's purpose as well. It was like a chain effect, and it was really cool.
Super dope, man. Well, thank you, man. We appreciate you sharing your experience with us. Caesar, I'm seeing some comments over here. Caesar, you there? There he is. Hey, Sunshine.
What's up?
Princess, can we get to the comments? Because I'm seeing a couple people talking about it and see
I'm
what
not
they've got to say.
doing comments tonight, James. That would be Justin.
I'm Maestro again.
These
I'm
are
back.
the things we're supposed to talk about before we go live. All right.
I was on vacation, bro. Yeah. So, yeah. I'll let me see where we got. We got Missy Things here. We got Angel here with us. We have Christian Fiegel. She says, "Hey everyone, I love getting my week started with y'all. We appreciate you being here." We have Mike Lloyd. He says, "After a using dream, my first thought 10 years later is how to cover this up. That tells me all I need to know about going back. I've learned to appreciate the reminders." We have Missy Thing says, "So crazy that this is the topic. I had a year at the end of October, and the drunk dreams started about a week before my anniversary. I'm still having them scary." Always before an anniversary, too. Sometimes that thing just comes out of nowhere.
Right.
And it's funny that they just come out of nowhere. You're like, whoa, what was that? And then Scott.
It's funny you say that, man, because that anniversary time really does bring up something in us where we're like, just stuff starts to go to panic a little bit. But go ahead. What does Scott say?
Scott said, "God bless. Would be an honor to be on your show. I have a ministry in Kensington, Philly. Hope Dealer Ministry." And definitely, Scott, we would have you on, man. We just got to get things situated, but definitely we'd love to have you on. You know what Kensington is, right? No, it's like it's the heart, bro.
It's like ground zero, open air, freaking using market.
Yeah. So that'd be a good
one. What is that?
What's that?
Go ahead. I said the wrong spot, so go ahead.
Okay. And then he also has November 17th, he'll have 4 years. And then Christina Faye, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. She has 2 days clean today, hoping to get the proper mental help and need to stay on the right path. Appreciate you all. We appreciate you being here, and we hope you find the help you need for your mental health. It's huge for us addicts. And then that's about it, man, for now. Go ahead and ramble on.
Caesar, you want to go next, my man?
Oh, why not? I mean, I don't know that I've got a lot of different perspective on this, but my sponsor told me the same thing. The first time I had one in early sobriety, it scared the shit out of me. Like I woke up and I thought I was going to have to pick up a white key tag or white chip or whatever. I was genuinely like nervous. It wasn't like I've heard people say, oh, it's a freebie. I didn't have it's a freebie feeling. I thought I lost what I'd worked so hard for. And I woke up and I talked to my sponsor and he was like, your reaction like says it all. Like you actually give a crap about your sobriety today. It freaked you out. I was like, yeah, it scared the shit out of me. That wasn't the last one by a long shot, but one of the biggest things is talking about it. It's, if it happens, I got to talk about it. I can't let it sit back there and be a secret and be something that could butt into more than just a dream. I got to use the resources that I've been given and reach out to people. It's just like a resentment for me. If I have it and I don't talk about it, it grows. Like I give it the environment to get bigger and stronger. And that's the same thing with that drug dream is if I talk about it, it loses its power. We can even laugh about it. Like say I called Justin and he's like, oh man, I had one just like that, man. It makes me not feel alone or not feel so weird or not feel like I'm doing something wrong. I was talking with my wife, she's off camera, and same thing that you said is, 30 years, or for me, 30 years of one way don't go away in a few years. My brain knows way more experience being an active addict than it knows being a clean and sober, good human being. So my subconscious, I have no control over it. If that pops up, I just got to talk about it like I talk about anything else. I treat it like any other fear. And that means I have to pull harder into faith, and I have to use my resources even more. Because I don't know about you guys, we're all some screwed up people, I'm pretty sure. And if I sit there and start fantasizing about that drug dream, and then I have another one, and I start glamorizing that, then I'm in that mental relapse of where I'm actually planning something out. And yeah, Kristen's saying how vivid they are. They're vivid. I mean, it can be scary. And I'm talking 7.5 years later, one pops up still every once in a while. And I don't know. I don't let it get any power over me. I immediately, when I'm up in the morning and I'm on the road, I call somebody and share with them what I'm going through. And usually we end up laughing by the end of that conversation, but it's a lot more serious in early recovery. When you have that, you feel like you're doing something wrong or you did something wrong. So my suggestion is reach out, talk about it, talk about anything you're struggling with. Don't let that shit grow inside your head and become a monster. I'll pick up the phone any time of day and I've got just a freaking long ass list of people that will listen to me. And if you're going to meetings or if you're doing online meetings, if you're doing your thing and you're building your recovery circle, somebody will always be there to pick up that phone and you can share that with somebody. That's my experience with it. Do they go away? I don't know. I might have one tomorrow. I don't know if they go away. They haven't yet. It's been a lot longer in between them, but it's not that big a deal when you're doing the thing. It's a big deal if you're not doing the thing. Back to you, Big Sexy James.
You know how to make a man blush on camera. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, man, that was some good stuff. There as well. So yeah, before I get to going, let's get Justin involved. Man, how was the vacation, and then head right on into the dream thing for us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, vacation was amazing, dude. Like, I had a blast, dude. The things that we get to do today in recovery, dude. Like, I've lived in Florida my whole life. And never been to the Florida Keys. Like, I feel like it's a separate country too. Like, it's going to the Bahamas, because it's like it's totally different atmosphere, different people. dude, they had a boat parade. You know those big long cigar boats? They had those down there racing, and it was like they had a boat parade, and they like shut down all the streets and bring these huge boats through these small baby streets. And dude, I got anxiety just driving around in them in a regular truck, let alone they're coming in semis with these freaking, I don't even know how big they were. They're monsters. And they're just, it was just awesome, man. People were, it's cool though, dude. It's like I can go out there in the atmosphere, like it's a party town, dude. They're partying, they're getting down with the get down. But listen, I can go out there and be okay. Like there was a time when I couldn't be okay. Like it's always a good idea sometimes, but now I've got some time under my belt to where it doesn't bother me anymore. And so using dreams, I remember waking up and almost like being on probation, scared shitless of that I'm going to fail a piss test. Like I was like, literally you get scared shitless that you're going to, it's so vivid. It's so real, but it's always like right before you get high. You know what I mean? That's how real it is. Like you wake up when that happens and you have a panic attack. And then like, you're like checking around, make sure everything's real. And that happens to me sometimes now with other things, like my relationship, like they come out of nowhere, like these nightmares, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know where they come from or why they do it. It's a subconscious. There's something going down inside me that ain't right. And that's what I got to figure out is what inside me is having some turbulence, you know what I mean? And that's usually what it is something going on in my life. If I have like, I'm fearful of something, I got something, some kind of, there's a cause to it, and that's sometimes I got to think of is what am I fearing? What is going on in my life? And that's how I get down to the root of what's going on. Like I'll have dreams of like freaking my old lady cheating on me and I'll wake up and I think it's real. Like I'm looking at her stupid. And it's not, it's just, there's something going on in me that's making me have these dreams that's making like them be so vivid, so real. Just like Missy Thang was talking about with anniversaries, bro. Like we're fearful of celebrating of like, even, so, we got to share and stuff sometimes, and that's a fearful thing for me. It is, I'm fearful of sharing sometimes, not anymore. I'm way past that now, as you can tell. But but before, you want to like, oh, I want to sound Gucci, like I want to throw out some, whatever, drop the bomb, and I get so in my head about things and it gets so wound up that these nightmares, these dreams come alive inside of me at night in my subconscious. How about daydreams, dude? I have daydreams sometimes of using, like, it's mostly my brain just like these thoughts come through it and they just like, yeah, that's a good idea. Or yeah, like going past the storm. And then you have to laugh at yourself. Like that was stupid. Like I have to laugh at myself today because like these things do come in my brain all the time. Like I think like this and it's something that never goes away sometimes. And some days it's never like that, but other days it is. And again, it's like we have to get down to the root of what's going on in my life to make me have these thoughts, these dreams as well. But yeah, it hasn't happened in a while, but they come out of nowhere and it gets a little crazy. And then I got to actually figure out what's going on and get to the root of it. And that's pretty much it. It's you, James.
Appreciate that. Well, you want to go ahead and did you
What's
hear
that?
me?
What'd you say?
While I have you on, you want to go ahead and read the comments for me?
Yes. Sorry, you froze up for a minute, buddy. Let's see what we got up here. We got a bunch. I don't know that. Oh, I believe this is your brother. He says, I have dreams so vivid they feel like memories. Then we have Missy Thang says, amazing, shares Caesar, great advice. I like how you compared it to the manifestation like a resentment does. Powerful message. Thank you. We have Scott. I had a dream of being in jail. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I had a dream of being in jail, and I was actually in jail one time. No.
No, I dreamt of not being in jail when I was in jail.
Melissa says, "Amen, amen." Talk. It's hard, but the more you speak, the easier it gets, and that's the truth. Pam, she says, "Hello from Texas." Hello, Pam. Angel says, "Keys rock." They do. It was so much fun. Missy said, "Welcome, all good. All God is good. Recovery rocks." Again, Helen says, "Key West is cool. It is cool." I got a bunch of videos. I'm making a video out of it, by the way. I don't. Does anybody know how to say that? Her name? Caesar, help me out.
Miss Green. We're gonna call her Miss Green.
Okay, Miss Green. I'm sorry. She says, "Thank you, James." Good call. She says, "I will be a year clean on the 26th of November, and I find myself having using dreams and flashbacks. When I went to AA meetings and shared it last Thursday, I haven't had one since. I love the suggestions that are given. If you take them, they really do work. Thanks, guys, for being here for us. Great job." Thank you so much. And congratulations this coming 26th on your year. And they do work, the suggestions. They always work. We just don't want to take them sometimes. Missy Thang says, "Yes, me too. My exact thoughts. The probation officer shit. I was shook, very scared first time it happened." And we're gonna give it back to you, dude. I'll read more comments after somebody shares.
Okay. Nate, you want to go? My man, you ready? Or you want me to go?
No, I'll
He looks
go.
ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
Yes.
You
I'm
just
always-
got off vacation too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Great vacation, man. It's ironic that you guys bring this topic up because I had a using dream while on vacation, you know, and yeah, but it was a great vacation. Beautiful experiences. You know, I went to places I'd never been in my entire life. Promises being fulfilled as a result of following to these suggestions that were given, and yeah, so using dreams. So for me personally, I spent a lot of time in prison. I spent over 14 years in prison, in and out, and you know, when I wasn't, I was, you know, getting loaded. So that's a lot of time to accrue trauma, you know, and I've never been diagnosed, and I don't use the term loosely, but I'm sure there are some PTSD that I probably experience, and so yeah, I feel like a lot of my dreams and, you know, fears and insecurities that are, you know, related to said dreams are a result of that trauma response, you know, because I mean, there's years of things that I experienced that you know, that are just still unraveling in my psyche and my subconscious, and I feel like early on I looked at them as a as something, because you know, I struggled with self-worth and self-esteem, so I always thought that I wasn't doing something right, and and then the more frequent and consistent these dreams have been in my life, I began to see them from a different perspective, and I've discussed you know, this with a lot of my circle, and I prayed about it extensively, and what I've discovered is that I can use these dreams just like anything else. You know, if I have fears, you know, in my everyday life, or I have insecurities, and I use the tools and to overcome them, or I face them, I not only, you know, is it not only easier the next time I deal with it, but also it makes me grow as a human being, as a friend, as a person in recovery, whatever. And it's the same thing with dreams. If I continue to look at them as something like a hindrance, or something like a slight, like I'm not doing something I should be doing, then they'll continue to be a negative aspect in my recovery. But if I look at them as a tool, as something to learn from, and then they can become an asset, you know. And it's a matter of perspective. So when I have these dreams, and I have them quite frequently, especially prison dreams, you know, I'll have those probably 3 or 4 days out of every week. And then you mix in, you know, the using it with them at times, which is not as frequent as the dreams I have of prison, but they're there. And but I understand. I think I have an understanding of why these things are so consistent in my life, because it's reminded me that there's still work to do. You know, there's still stuff I need to look at. There's still subjects that I probably haven't shared about enough. There's probably still trauma that I haven't come to terms with, that I need to look at. And it's an opportunity for me to do more work on myself, become closer to my source, become closer to my people, get vulnerable. And I welcome these dreams today. I don't dread them. I don't say, oh my God, like, what am I doing wrong? I understand that it's just, you know, it's like a yellow flashing light in traffic. You know, it's like a warning telling me I need to look deeper. I need to pray. I need to connect a little bit more. I need to get a little bit more vulnerable. And I like those reminders. You know, I like to be reminded of what it was like, because, you know, you know, I'm in my 4th year of recovery, and you can get complacent, you can get comfortable, you know. And so I welcome the reminders of how it was like. And I understand today that you know, it's not reflection on my you know, if that I'm not doing something right. You know, it has nothing to do with whether I'm doing something right or wrong. It has everything to do with, you know, I have X amount of years of trauma, and you know, this stuff needs to come out some way. So if I'm not facing it and dealing with it on a daily basis when I'm awake, it's going to find its way out when I'm not. You know, it's going to come out some way. It has to, you know, because, you know, I've recreated my life in a way that I don't have room for that negativity in my spirit, in my mind, in my heart, you know, in my thoughts, any of that. So, yeah, it's always looking for you know, a way to, you know, get out of there. And when it comes out in those dreams, man, I had the most gnarliest, one of the most gnarliest using dreams, like I said, on my vacation. And it was bizarre, man, because I was, you know, and mine are always, I'm like half in prison and I'm half out. Or I know that I've done something that inevitably is going to lead me back to prison. You know, it's always the same, you know, kind of backstory. And anyway, so yeah, I was, you know, I was shooting dope, and I had, like, you know, I seen somebody put the needle in my arm, and it was just like a sewing needle. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, this ain't gonna fucking work. I'm like, this ain't gonna get me high, man. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's always some bizarre, weird shit like that, you know? And thank God today I can have a sense of humor about it, you know? Maybe my first year or so, I would be an insecure, like, mess, thinking like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? But today I just understand that it's just, you know, my subconscious, my psyche unraveling itself, man. It's stretching its arms, it's stretching its legs, and saying, look, bro, you know, you got more work to do, man. This, you're just scratching the surface, man. You need to get deeper. You need to look harder at yourself. You need to connect with your people, your source that much more. And like I said, it just takes a slight perspective change to welcome these things. And now I don't dread them like I used to. I actually welcome them. You know, I know they're trying to teach me something, and yeah, I'm grateful for those dreams and the ability to not feel less than because I have them.
Is that it? You good?
For now, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, question, guys: am I freezing up real bad?
I don't know. I can't. I hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give this a shot. If you can't hear me, show me a thumbs down. If I'm doing okay and you can hear me, just hit me with a thumbs up.
We can hear you, dude.
So, man, what's that? What
I
do you
said
say?
we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Good. All right. So, you know, using dreams and in this process, man. And I'm glad we talked about trauma, right? Because when I was a little boy, 11 years old, my mother died, and the night she died, I'm on this long dock, right? And I got to run all the way out to the end, and she's in the ocean, and there's sharks swimming around my mom, right? And she's swimming around and scared to jump in to save her because of the sharks, right? And we touch hands, and we go like that, and I wake up, and I woke up to my dad on the couch crying because my mother was dead, right? And then so fast forward that a little bit, I know my brother was on here. The same exact dream happened with him when he was first born, and same dream, same dock, same ocean, same sharks. My cousin with me, and I freaked out because I realized it was the same dream. And I woke up and my brother was in ICU, right? And so like I say that to say this, it took me a little bit more to be acceptance of the dreams, because I feel that they play a huge part of my life for that type of drama and the situation that it lined up in. Um, so it took me a little bit more, right? And like you know, the disease of addiction wanted me dead, miserable and alone, and it never wanted to kill me, right? But it always wanted me in misery. And like I don't know about you, but when I was having using dreams, I wasn't that lucky addict that got a free one. You know what I'm saying? Like I always woke up right before it hit. I would do some shit and never got high, right? Or like you said with the wrong needle, right? Like it was always something, right? But let me tell you what I couldn't escape. I couldn't escape the chaos in my dreams, right? I couldn't escape the guilt and shame, right? I couldn't escape the insecurities because Justin hit on it, and I think he's right. Like a lot of my insecurities pop up in dreams, and I'm in a healthy first time in my entire life. I'm in a healthy married relationship, and I can still wake up going, "She don't want me no more. She's with somebody else. I know it. I'm not good enough." Right? Meanwhile, she's looking at me going, "I had the same dream about you. What's really going on?" You know what I mean? Like, so like our insecurities pit. And like, so I get to that, like it took me this process to understand um what a dream is, right? And you know, I had a hard time. So my recovery is based off of steps, a 12-step fellowship. And in that fellowship, it says we turn our will and our lives over to the care of God, right? And I say that because I came into this thing having a hard time that it was to the care of, right? Like I thought he was evil, vindictive. He had it out for James. I was a cancer to women. The women in my life kept dying, right? And so like I get these dreams, and like I had to have this psyche change of mind, like a neurological programming type deal of my being, right? And like I had to start um real quick, D, I see in the comments this is not a men's meeting. We usually have women on here too. Please stay with us. You are welcome, dear. Sorry. So I get into this psychic change, man, and like I had to understand not only is it a reminder of what life could be like, but I need to remember it's a reminder of how much God loves me and cares for me. That he is willing to give me a glimpse of what my life could look like when I don't want to be in a conscious contact with God. You know, my disease took me away from a loving God, and it tried to fill it with an evil one, right? And then I get hints and moments in my life where life is so good, and like I need to understand that the God I serve gives me unlimited hints when I'm willing to pay attention to him. You know what I mean? And like by the grace of God today, it's a dream and not the real deal. By the grace of God today, it's my own insecurities and not really my wife out cheating, right? Or me cheating, right? Or me using, or me being on probation anymore. You know, like that. I had to add that it was coming from God for me, so I could better build that relationship with Him as well. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes a little bit of sense for people that are listening, because you know signs can come from anywhere when we're willing to pay attention, right? Like it doesn't have to be just a dream. Like, and I seen in the comments earlier they were talking about daydreams, right? Yo, tell me if you can relate on this one. You're driving, you're looking down, that baby hits you one more time, that vein just pop out, and you start petting on it and rubbing on it, and then you got to catch yourself. And you're like, oh, whoa, what am I doing? Right? You get that fantasy again, right? Anyone else can relate to that? That daydream? Yeah, Nate's laughing. I know he gets it. Just start petting that bad boy like it's your best friend. Where you been all my life, kid? You know what I'm saying? And like, I got to snap out of that. Because like Trent said, like this is just a behavior thing, something that I've only known, you know, like it takes time to rechange this thing. And just because I change this thing doesn't mean it's forever changed. Like I still have some bad behaviors and bad thought processes that want to pop up, you know. So I'm grateful for the this opportunity. I'm grateful that God gives me an opportunity to see what life could be like if I decide to go back to the misery and guilt and shame. And you know what? I'm grateful that sometimes they are vivid. Like I don't know about you, but like I'm that hard-headed addict. Like I need to make sure I fucking know exactly what's gonna happen if I pick one up, because I can get real stupid and forget what the disease of addiction has done to me. You know, misery, alone, homeless, sitting in the garage one more time, damn near losing all my kids, having nothing, you know, sitting on the side of a garbage can shooting dope. You know, like that's where this thing takes me. So thank you, God, for it being vivid. You know, shoot, hit me with real. You want real unconditional love for me? Tell me the truth. You know what I'm saying? God can tell me the truth in a dream. This is what it looks like if you decide to go back, James. You are not above this disease. Oh, your life looks really, really good right now, right, James? Best it's ever been. You telling everybody you live in your best life. Here you go. You're welcome. Take that little salt. Take that reminder, because that's what it could be like, man. You know, and just for that, it allows me to look down at my feet and stay exactly where my feet are, man. And for that, I'm grateful. And I'll end up. I know we got some time here, Justin, and you guys. How do you feel about getting to some of the comments? Maybe doing some of those, and then a check in with some people or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. I know I see one up here somewhere. Here we got Missy Thang. She put, I got diagnosed with shingles 3 days ago. The pain is almost unbearable. I definitely appreciate y'all being on here because the thoughts of drinking or lurking around. I'm in treatment court and can't take any controlled substances. I won't lose my sobriety. Huge part of that is because of platforms like this one. Thanks so much, Hope Shot. Please continue giving back to those like yourself, like myself. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, Missy Thing. Like I say all the time, we wouldn't be anything of that without you guys watching. And we're just here to spread hope, man. And that's definitely what's going on here. Let's see. We have, and I know we had that comment, James. You want to touch on that real quick about the men's meeting?
Yes. So, and I'm sorry, what was her name? I can't see her name. Oh, Dee Dee. Yeah. You're welcome. This is for all sex, age, race, religion. We don't care. We just want you here. Matter of fact, tell your friends about it. Why don't you get with us after? Maybe something you guys want to come on here one day. The more women that want to be involved, please reach out to us. We would love a few on here, right? Maybe one day it looks like this for all women. Like we are not, this is an equal opportunity zone of recovery. We want you
we
here.
have.
Like,
we got a couple. They just can't always make it.
Yes.
Right.
We do have women on here. They can't, like Cedar said, they can't always make it, but they're on here sometimes. But yes, we are looking for people. If you guys want to be on here with us on Sundays, we're looking for guests. And on Wednesdays, we're looking for people to share stories, women, men, all age, race, anything. We want people to share their stories and spread hope with us. Let's see. We got Paige White. She says she's 6 months sober today.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 6 months. That's huge. And then Scott has 63 days today. So congratulations to him. That's a buddy of mine. And he says,
buddy,
we ask God for stuff, but gives us what we need to overcome what we need. Wait, let me read that again. We ask God for stuff, but gives us what we need to overcome what we need. Yes, I think I can dissect that one a little bit.
I heard this at a meeting one time, man, and I'm pretty sure I've said it on here. But like, if we talk about using dreams, right? Like, remember, God gives us the greatest gifts. They're just not always wrapped the prettiest. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about a using dream. It ain't got to be wrapped the prettiest, but I promise you, when you open that thing and dissect it, what a gift.
Exactly. I don't know if you want to circle back around the Trent, man, if he wants to add on to anything that was said.
Yeah, let's definitely do it.
Oh, hear me?
Yes.
Cool. So a lot of things are catching my eye, man. The feelings of it, the behaviors of it, the manifestation of the next day and what it felt like. And it was always before like an anniversary or a drug test. I can relate a lot to what Nate said as well. I've been to prison. I've had a few years in prison to where I never used in prison, but I would have all those dreams of being on the outside. And it wasn't always the prettiest dreams of being on the outside. Everything was golden and roses. It was, doing fucked up shit like I used to do. And I do quite frequently get a couple of those dreams every now and then of the stuff that I used to do during my active addiction, but not using in the dreams. And I wake up the next morning like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is there something that I'm lying about? Is there something that I need to talk about more? What am I not doing right? And I just pray about it. And the daydreams as well. Like, I'm an addict all the way through to the core. I'll have some fucked up thinking processes going on. I'll be at a red light and thinking about robbing this dude in the next car to me and taking all his shit and going home and selling the TV, and just the string of events can go through my mind in like 0.3 seconds, and the light will turn green and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? And it's insanity. But now I try to just laugh at it. I don't want to give it any power. Talking about it, like coming on these platforms, and not even just on a platform, man, just out with some, some friends that I've met in recovery and just talking about these types of things and giving the experience strength and hope and learning new things to put in my tool belt on how to combat with these things. Because some of these things I don't have experience on that somebody might else have, because we all go through different shit. But the daydreams, I get those quite often, and sometimes they're just like, well, what the fuck did I just think about? Like just stupid shit too. And then just snap out of it and come home and everything's fine again. I've had dreams where I'm back in jail again, and that scares the shit out of me. I spent a lot of my time, or a lot of my life, behind bars and programs and just any state institutions. I've given away a lot of my time in life to the state. And the thought or the dream of just coming back to that scares the dog shit out of me. I don't miss flipping that quarter on the fucking bed. I don't miss none of that shit. And definitely don't miss the food. And I like what James has said as well. It's a connection. It's a new connection with the higher power that I choose to call God, to let me know what my life could be like if I gave any of this shit any power for too long. Or if I didn't want to talk about it. If I hold some of this shit in and don't say anything about it, then that gives my mind more time to plan on it. And like what happens behind closed doors, y'all ain't gonna fucking know about it until I open them doors and be like, yo, this is what my house looks like. That's what I need to do sometimes. I just need to be open-minded. I need to be honest with people, or I might fucking die, because this shit is no joke. It might as well just start off with a small-ass, stupid-ass daydream or a small dream from a nap that's 30 minutes long about being back in prison again and not talking about it. I could let it fuck up my day, and the string of events are just unimaginable, man. So I definitely think that I seen one comment, I think his name was John, talking about what's the cure for this. I don't think there's I don't think there's an actual physical cure. I think just talking about it and just getting it off the chest, and just being honest with yourself. It's about the best that I can do from my experience. Like I said, I haven't had a using dream in years, but the crazy dreams I had, that's about it on that.
Hey,
Yeah, man. So
you might have to say something, James.
Go ahead. No, go. Please ahead.
Nate was touching on it. We were talking about, these are opportunities. If you look at it, it's an opportunity to work on something. And in my experience, I can chase down that subconscious thing to one of three fears: fear of losing something that I have, fear of not getting something that I want, or fear of other people's opinions of me. It can be broader than that, but those are the big three that I can usually narrow it down to. Subconscious is weird. It stuff comes out in real weird ways, but if I really take a look at it, it's one of those base fears is the reason that I'm having it. I'm afraid I'm not going to get something at work or a promotion or whatever it is. So it comes out in my subconscious as failure. It comes out as, oh, you lost your sobriety, or you're back in jail. You're a loser. Look, you did it again. But if you look at it the way Nate said, if you take a real deep look at why you're having these things and you talk about it, because I like what you shared, that is the cure to a lot of things. That's the solution to a lot of things, is don't let that fester between my two ears. I can't fix my broke brain with my broke brain. I have to bring other people into the equation. If I could have fixed myself, I wouldn't be sitting here on this meeting with you guys. I wouldn't be doing all the work that I need to be doing, that I did to find recovery. And I apologize. My dogs are about to start getting loud. But, it's the work never stops. I didn't get to a point and go, I'm recovered, man. I'm good. I'm good to go. The work never stops. We were talking about this, my wife and I, earlier. We have to stay teachable. I have to be open to new ideas, new opportunities. I have to be open to the fact that I don't know it all every single day. I have to be okay with the fact that I have to say I don't know all the time. That was something that I had a problem with in the past. I would tell you that I knew, even though I didn't know, because I was too ashamed to be able to vocalize that, oh, I don't know something, or I can't fix something on my own, or whatever it is. That was one thing my sponsor taught me early on. He was like, it's okay to just say you don't know. You don't have to make up an answer. I mean, shoot, I would go into, after I'd get out of a rehab, I'd go into a meeting and I'd act like I knew every single thing about recovery. And I wouldn't ask anybody any questions. And I'd leave just as dumb and clueless as when I walked in the door, pretending that I knew it all and had it all together. Being vulnerable is not easy, but that's where it's at. You know, you can't receive help if you don't ask for it. So, I mean, we talk about being authentically awkward on here all the time. We talk about being uncomfortable, you know, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. I can't even imagine that, you know, I'm heading towards year 8. I don't think it's going to be any different at a decade, at 20 years. Like, you know, we got to be able to ask for help. We got to be able to get vulnerable, because we're hardwired that when we get insecure and fearful, we look for relief. Will we look for the good relief in the solution, in the tools we have, or will we look for the relief in chemicals and alcohol or whatever it is, what we used as our solution for so many years, you know? And, you know, I hope and pray that I'll always look for the answers in the solution like we do now. So that's all I got.
Love it. And so I've seen, you know, the comment and trying to talk about the and I think we all pretty much talked about it, right? The disease of addiction is the only disease that we, right? And also, man, I want to say this, that the disease of addiction is the only disease that when you apply treatment to, it will leave the patient in a better fit than before the disease. Like, think about that and how the power of recovery is, man. It leaves us better than we were before, you know? And that comes from talking about it, talking about what is really going on with us. And dude, that Me Too movement, it's a big thing. Or, you know what's a really big one? When someone tells you a dream, using dream, I understand. I can relate. Like, those words are some powerful words. Like, most of the time I don't want to tell somebody something, it's because I'm afraid of guilt and shame and what you'll think of me. The more open I get is when I hear I understand, I can relate. Dude, me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's powerful, man. So talking this disease to death, man. Keep letting out that secret that's burning inside, man, and let's get through this thing together. Justin, Nate, one of y'all got anything?
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good. How imperative is it that we find a group of guys or women that we can connect with, to where we can feel comfortable enough, to where we can be vulnerable enough to talk about these things? You know what I mean? I had so many secrets, so many fucking things going on in my head that I thought were unique, you know, and it kept me sick for so fucking long, man. You know, and one of the greatest gifts of this recovery process is finally finding my people, man, that have the same dreams, that have the same insecurities, that have the same fears. You know what I mean? Those that there is like the most rewarding gift I've received from this recovery. I mean, having a source, having something to believe in, and then having the manifestation of that belief working through others in my fellowship, in my friendships, you know. And it makes to the ability to not even hesitate to tell some weird shit to your friend, because you know they're on some weird shit too. You know what I mean? That ability it keeps me well, man. It makes me know that I'm not alone in this deal, because I felt alone for 2+ decades. I felt utterly alone. I felt like my mind was crazy. I felt like, there's no possible way anybody could understand what was going on in my head. And the greatest one of these gifts of recovery is that, you connect to this fellowship or a group of people, and you don't hesitate to tell them about the dreams. You don't hesitate to share on the trauma, the insecurities and fears you have related to said traumas and fears, and what a people don't have this. You know what I mean? Normal, everyday citizens of the world don't have the tools and the blessings that we have been afforded through this recovery process to deal. And I'm not, and this goes way past dope and booze. You know what I mean? This goes on everyday life, dealing with life and everything that comes at you. We've been granted this beautiful gift, man, to be able to navigate through the trials and tribulations of life, because it's inevitable, man. The shit's coming. Life is coming. Tragedy is coming. Things are going to happen. And, to be able to have that network and that foundation to stand upon and to lean on is, I don't know. It makes me not feel alone. And that's all I've ever wanted, to be a part of something,
It's huge. It's huge not to feel alone, man. Really is. Justin, you got a final take, man? We got a couple minutes left. I'd love to hear a little bit more from you if you got something.
Yeah, so that whole thing with the I understand, I know where you're coming from, the Me Too thing, that lets us know that we're not terminally unique. You know what I mean? Like, we think that nobody understands where we're at. Nobody understands what we've been through. Like, nobody's had it worse than that. And when you go through the steps and you start sharing that stuff, for somebody to say that and they share something that's actually worse than yours, it relieves you. Yeah, legitly. You're like, well, damn, bro. I was kidding. But, it's like it relieves you. It gives you that sense of relief that we need, that lets us know. It's like affirmations that we're in the right place, doing exactly the right thing where we're supposed to be. And that's a fucking freeing moment right there, to have that relief. Because that's exactly what it is, man. Holding all that baggage for so long and then finally unloaded it on somebody, that one fucking person that you trusted enough in this world to unload stuff on, that we kept for so long, that kept us sick, it is truly a miracle. So yeah, that's my take on it. So I understand that big time. I understand. Me too, James.
Hey, Justin, what's the back of that hoodie look like? We're all curious.
Like this.
We legitly curious. Look,
hey, let's see
the back. See the back.
Wait.
Oh!
Whoa!
Word
fire, right?
It's getting cold, man. We got.
Oh.
What happened? Yeah, we're playing around with the hoodies.
The hoodie was too fire. It almost shut it all down.
No, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, you just shut down Matrix, bro. Like, yeah, damn, calm down.
Telling you.
All right, man. Well, with that,
everything. Sorry.
We are out of time, but so are those sweaters? Are they